There are so many things these days that are difficult to get a clear picture of as they shift from day to day. And one of those is the rental market.
From inventory to rates and even fraud, here to help you navigate the world of renting is Shelter Realty Property Manager Annika Coluccio. Good morning, Annika.
Good morning.
How are you?
Hi, great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah, we're thrilled to have you here. Always a hot topic, whether to invest in property for renting, whether you're renting yourself, whether you're looking to change or move or negotiate new rates, those kind of things. So with the way things are right now, people are saying the rental inventory is increasing. What kind of impact does that have on rental prices and demand within the market?
Yeah, absolutely. So Vegas has been a rapidly growing rental market for quite some time now. What we're really starting to see is tenants have a lot more options, and that's affecting the rent prices. So as a landlord, you have to be really competitive right now. With all of the inventory, there's just so many options for them.
Yeah. You know, with what you're saying and that amount of properties increasing, what do landlords really need to do differently to rent their homes quicker and add that market value to it as well?
Yeah, so like I said, being priced competitively is really important, but not only that, presentation matters a lot. So for example, having fresh paint, newer appliances, new flooring, keeping the home clean during the vacancy period is really important. As well as being priced right.
Yeah.
Doing the common sense things. With the housing market, they talk about buyers and sellers market. So I'm guessing right now it would be considered a renter's market.
Exactly.
Because the tenants have more power within their options. With that in mind, are you seeing a shift in behavior in terms of how tenants approach things?
Yeah, absolutely. So as a landlord, you want to be a lot more flexible right now as far as lease terms, pet friendliness. You know, everyone has pets these days, so it's important that you give that option to your applicants, as well as responsiveness is really important. Because they have so many options, there's so many different landlords, property managers that they can call. If they call you and you don't answer on the first ring, you know, they're moving on to the next one really quickly.
Yeah, that's right. Now, there's also been a lot of talk about fraud involved when it comes to the rental application process. So what types are you actually seeing from a local level?
Yeah, there is a lot of fraud. It's been an issue the last few years. Fake pay stubs are really common, fake IDs, sometimes even fake identities. So it's really important that you have a team of people that are knowledgeable, experienced, and even software that can screen for you.
Yeah, obviously in your business you also work with landlords too as well as tenants, and protecting them is just as important. So with regards to the fraud aspects as well, how is that potentially, you know, how is Shelter Realty looking to protect and assist landlords with that and against, you know, financial losses?
Yeah, so we have quite a few systems and softwares in place that protect our landlords. You know, when we're screening applications, we'll do a national background check, of course, Experian credit check. We also have systems in place that will do income and employment verifications as well as ID verifications. So that combined with, you know, we've got over 20 years of experience in the industry, so those two together really prevents a lot of our clients from losing thousands potentially to fraud.
Yeah, and even saying that and sort of elaborating a bit on it as well. I mean, you've personally probably seen maybe some horror stories that you guys have saved people from.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like when you're like, okay, well, we've saved you guys from this?
Yeah, we actually have, I guess you could say, a sister company called Las Vegas Eviction Service. So we help private landlords deal with evictions, and a lot of the time it's because they didn't have proper screening in place. They placed their own tenant, and it was a completely fake identity, and sometimes it can be months until we're able to get that tenant out for them, but we do have a pretty high success rate, so.
Yeah.
What about if someone's watching right now and they're thinking of getting into having a real estate property as a source of, you know, passive income? If they're looking to buy, or if they're moving out of state and they're looking to lease or rent their property now, what words of advice or what things should people bear in mind if they're looking to jump into that from your expertise?
Yeah, that's a big decision. It's really important that you consider the costs that are associated. I think a lot of people don't realize how expensive it is to own a rental property. While a lot of the times it is profitable, you know, if a water heater goes out or the AC goes out, you're looking at $10,000 repairs. And if you're not prepared for that, it can really affect your profit.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, thank you
Yeah,
so
thanks,
much
Annika.
for joining us this morning.
Appreciate it.
To connect with Shelter Realty, see more of their services, and learn how they can help you and your properties, visit shelterrealty.com.